Good evening. Does talking help if you want to improve your plants? Personally, I think it's great. I love a chat with the ornamental cabbages, but my husband hates it when I say that in public. He thinks I should just call them my in-laws. Joining me this evening, two brilliant teams that won their opening heats outright to make it through to the next round, and they are, on my right, Rob Croot, a software developer who enjoys visiting Somerset's nature reserves. Emma Croot, a PhD student who hatched a butterfly from a cocoon found on a broccoli. And their captain, Liam Croot, a senior research executive who first went on a roller coaster at the age of 26. All related to each other, they are the Croot family. You've only played one match before because you won it directly to get through. What was the high point of that match for you?
It was probably guessing an answer correctly out of absolutely nowhere.
What was the question?
Things that have been on the fourth plinth of Trafalgar Square.
I remember that very happily. In fact, you sang us a song after that question.
I think I did.
It was absolutely a high point for me and many of the viewers, I'm sure.
Of course.
This evening you are playing on my left. Dennis, a politics graduate who enjoys murder mysteries. Elia Kajini, a bookseller who received a birthday text from Danny from McFly. And their captain, Alex Hardwick, a Latin and Greek lecturer who loves the smell of old books. United by a fascination with life under the sea, they are the Crustaceans. Alex, viewers might recognise some of your team from other TV quizzes. Why is this one better than those?
What we like about this one is the general positive vibes emanating from the presenter.
That's a nice thing to say. Where was that in your answers? Where was that?
I was getting to it, actually.
Crustaceans. You won the toss and you've elected to go first, so please choose an Egyptian hieroglyph.
Can we please get the horned viper?
Yes, you can. What is the connection between these apparently random clues? Here's the first.
Yellow poppy. What's that symbolise?
Sure. Next, please.
Sunflower petal.
Are they all like environmental movement symbols?
Yeah,
They could be.
Organisation.
Next, please. Huh.
Clooty dumpling. Oh, that's a thing.
Scottish. I don't know. That's the
Thing. Next, please.
Red rose. Do they symbolise
symbolising.
houses or?
Symbolising different
Honestly, charity.
Political parties. We think that all of these represent different British political parties.
They represent UK political parties. Absolutely right. What parties can you tell me?
So the rose is Labour, right?
That's Labour.
I'm gonna take a bold guess on the Clooty dumpling being the SNP.
Yes, Clooty dumpling is SNP. It's just a nickname, of course. The image is actually supposed to be a stylised version of the saltire crossed with the thistle, the national flower of Scotland, but it's nicknamed Clooty dumpling because it looks a bit like one.
Sunflower petals, Green Party, and yellow poppy.
Let me give you a clue. Before it changed to the yellow poppy, it was the Three Peaks of Snowdonia.
It's Plaid Cymru.
It's Plaid Cymru. Well done. They are logos of UK political parties. Croots, what would you like?
2 reads, please.
2 reads. What is the connection between these picture clues? Here's the first.
Semaphore. OK, next.
Guitar, but missing
Guitar. I don't think it is.
2 strings.
Next. OK.
Greek alphabet.
But it's missing something.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Is
missing
it
vowels.
missing vowels?
Oh.
Okay. They're all missing vowels.
Very well spotted. Let's bring up all 4 clues, and perhaps you can tell me what we're looking at.
We are looking at semaphore.
I wouldn't necessarily expect you to know your semaphore, but you might have spotted there's only 21 of them there. And what's happening in the second picture?
The guitar is missing some strings.
So both E's and the A are missing. The Greek alphabet is missing some vowels. And what about the last clue that you didn't need?
It's missing all the I's.
I, and I.
It's a clock, and it's Roman numerals, and we've taken the I's out. Well done. Crustaceans, what would you like?
We would like the lion, please, Victoria.
Lion it is. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
Cover with duct tape, so things you can do with it. Hole
Next,
into-
please.
Rub with raw meat.
Oh, this.
What? Are these like things that you should do to a wound or in like a wives' tale or something?
Duct tape the next, please.
Dandelion milk. Are these from a fiction thing?
This does sound. Still no.
Next, please.
Freeze off. Oh, warts. Are these like
Yeah.
kind of potentially old wives' tale things?
Yeah.
That's what you do to like a wart over a broker.
Sure. So we think these are treatments for warts. Traditional treatments for warts.
They are ways that have been suggested to treat warts. And I was glad to hear you say earlier, possibly old wives' tales. I'm not sure we're
I'm not
necessarily
sure some of those would work that
advising our view, because our viewers have a lot of warts. What about the dandelion one? I can tell you this from a health website. To try this method, break apart a dandelion and squeeze out the sticky white sap. Apply to the wart once or twice a day. Repeat for 2 weeks. Never use dandelions that have been sprayed with chemicals. All supposedly ways to cure warts. Very well done. Croot family, what would you like?
Can we have water, please?
Why wouldn't you? What is the connection between these water clues? Here's the first.
Right, hardcore.
Music.
Okay, let's go next. Okay. Hardcore adventure. So you can put happy in front of hardcore. Happy adventure isn't a thing, though.
Nope.
Yeah, I've got no idea.
Adventure begins with alpha. Okay, next. Creative. Getting any
Lighting?
Next. Survival. Are these all modes that you can play in video games? Are they modes that you can play in video games?
I need to hear a specific answer, I'm afraid.
Call of Duty?
I'm afraid that's not the right answer. Crustaceans, do you know?
So we think these are all different modes you can
Minecraft.
play Minecraft in, yeah.
They are modes in Minecraft. I agree with you. They're all basically the same. But if we say one sort of video game and it's another, I can't tell you the letters that come in. Crustaceans, what would you like?
Can we please get the Twisted Flax?
Yes, you may have the Twisted Flax. Ooh, it's the music question. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
I'm Every Woman by Shaka Khan. I don't know.
Next, please.
Everybody's searching for a hero. People need
What is this?
someone to look up to. I never found
Does woman or every
anyone who
continue?
fulfilled my need.
Next, please.
It's not very easy living all alone. My friends
Sorry.
try to
Next,
tell
please.
me
If I
This is I Will Always Love You. It's Whitney Houston. Is this something they've all been famously covered by probably Whitney Houston?
So we're gonna have a go at they've all been covered by Whitney Houston.
Absolutely right. Well done, Dennis. I would have had you down for a Whitney Houston fan, and you were right to note that these were all later hit singles for Whitney Houston. Very well done. Have you heard that version before, the Dolly Parton version of I Will Always Love You?
It's from a film, isn't it?
It's from a film, and I'm not sure one can say the title
Oh,
of that
that's
film
why I said
here.
a film.
A film, that's absolutely... Even though it was a really mainstream film. But, yes, she plays a brothel madam, and she's very much in love with Burt Reynolds, who's the local police officer. But it can't work because of their respective professions. And it's incredibly touching that she sings this song about even though I love you, I have to let you go. For me, massive fan of Whitney Houston though I am, the kind of belting out of the power ballad is not really moving in the same way. It's lovely, the Dolly Parton version. Croot family, one question remains. The Eye of Horus. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
Okay, do we know that? Next. Got it? Next. First Sunday after first one. Oh, this is when Easter occurs, I think. Yeah. Easter Sunday, I guess.
Right.
Easter Sunday. Easter Sunday?
Is not the answer, I'm afraid. So I'm going to show the fourth clue to the crustaceans for a possible bonus point.
They give their names to islands. So Easter's one of them, probably, but you've got Christmas. The first one's presumably Dominica, was it Sunday?
Yeah.
And was that Ascension Island? It's the 40th?
That's exactly right. You are correct to spot Easter Island at clue 3. So the first Sunday after the first full moon on or after March 21st will be Easter Sunday. That's Easter Island, but the others are other days. So you get that bonus, and that means at the end of round 1, the Croot family have 2 points, the Crustaceans have 5. Round 2 is the sequences round. What comes next in a sequence? Crustaceans will be going first again. Please choose a hieroglyph.
It's got to be the horned viper, I think.
Lovely. What would come 4th in the horned viper sequence? Here's the first.
Fiona Apple, the musician.
So only 3 awards of some kind, are
The
they?
postman JFK. There could be songs of hers, I don't know.
Not the ones
She's
I
got
know.
3 little circles. Like
Next,
that.
please.
Halle Berry.
So those are both film
Those are
soundtracks.
films.
No, they're both films she acted in.
Yeah.
the
I don't
awards
remember. Was she in
Fiona
Apollo
Apple's an
13?
actor.
Was she in Apollo 13? I don't remember that.
Next, please.
Loverboy.
So it's Kevin Bacon. It's something to do with Kevin Bacon.
Oh, so it's literally Kevin Bacon and something Kevin Bacon acted in. That's,
Are they the partners of Kevin Bacon in those things?
So what do I say?
Kevin Bacon in... What's a movie Kevin Bacon acted in?
You don't need to give me that. Kevin Bacon is the right answer just by himself.
It's yeah.
So when you say there are little
Degrees-
circles, the
degrees of.
circles symbolise degrees. It's the Kevin Bacon game. So Fiona Apple is in Echo in the Canyon with Tom Petty. Tom Petty was in The Postman with Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner was in JFK with Kevin Bacon. How else does Kyra Sedgwick relate to Kevin Bacon?
Married to.
They're a married couple, and actually their children are also in that film, Loverboy. Isn't that sickly? Croot family, what would you like?
Can we have the 2 reads?
The 2 reads. What will come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Any clues here? Okay. Next. Okay. I think it's some speech about being in love. But I don't know.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to go next.
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 Oh, it's Call Me Maybe.
Oh. Okay. Fantastic. Yeah. Let's say, telephone me perchance.
Lovely. That's even better than the one we've got, which is the more prosaic, perhaps you could telephone me. But yours picks up clue 1 a little bit better. What's going on here?
Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen.
That's
just
absolutely
using
right.
a thesaurus.
Liam, could you sing me through the original lyrics? How does that song go?
Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number, so call me maybe.
A lovely answer, and I like the fact that we translated hey as I say. That's more only connect sort of language. Crustaceans, what would you like?
Lion, please, Victoria.
Lion. What will come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Oh, is the red, green, bottom, orange? It could be a cube of Rubik's Cube or something. What
I don't know what's going
I
on.
want another one.
Next, please.
Okay, bottom orange.
Top, understand, top, right, bottom.
I think we need another
Next,
one.
please.
Okay, so what's the remaining face of a Rubik's Cube? So the top's red, the bottom's orange.
think we're missing
So it's
white.
left. Yeah, I think you're right. So it'd be top red, left white, bottom orange.
Top red, left white,
White.
bottom orange.
Let's see if you're right, shall we? As you suspect, a Rubik's Cube is involved. If we start with top red, front green, bottom orange, and the next one is top red, right yellow, bottom orange, and then top red, back blue, bottom orange. The next would be red, white, orange. Who here is good at doing a Rubik's Cube?
Sort of learning lockdown, but I've already forgotten it.
Excellent. There you go. I'm going to pass this over. And you give it back to me when it's your turn for the wall, as solved as you've been able to do it.
Thank you.
Good luck. Croot family, what would you like for your own question?
Water, please.
Water. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Okay, what do we know about it? When does it occur? And when?
Blackbeard. Don't know.
Okay.
Pirate Caribbean executed by
Next.
someone.
It's Queen Victoria. She was born on the 24th of May.
18...
Yeah.
Was it 8?
We're gonna have to go next. Do you know who those were?
1708, 1808, 1908. 28 regime.
8. Okay. I'm gonna go with Girls Aloud, released Out of Control.
That is not an answer in this sequence, I'm afraid. Crustaceans, do you want to have a go for a bonus point?
We're going to say the most recent London Olympic Games.
I'm afraid that's not right either. Blackbeard the pirate. I mean, why would you know when Blackbeard the pirate died? But if you had known, it was 1718. Queen Victoria, you might know, was born in 1819. The Antwerp Summer Olympics, 1920. It's going 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20. Something happened in 2021. We've got Jeff Bezos went to space.
So didn't nothing happen in 2021 because we were in lockdown?
Yes, that's true. He went for the ultimate distancing, didn't he, Jeff Bezos? Crustaceans, what would you like?
I mean, we're going to try and get into Liam's head and go for the Eye of Horus this time.
Such gamesmanship. The Eye of Horus is the picture question. What would you expect to see in the fourth picture? Here's the first.
Blue hat. I can't read.
It says England, Scotland, and it says something in the...
Yeah.
Yes.
next, please.
What's that?
It's like a little grip strengthening tool, isn't it?
Next, please.
A chicken, a cockerel, a rooster.
Cat, cape. Could that be a
Capon.
capon?
That can be a capon,
So Al
yeah.
Capone.
I like it.
Sure.
A picture of Al Capone.
It is a picture of Al Capone. Very well done. What do you think the sequence is?
Cap, capo, cape, and capone.
Capon. When I looked at this question in advance, I was saying, but isn't that just a chicken? How would they know it was a capon? And, of course, the question editors scoffed. They scoffed and said, well, because it's got a slightly smaller head and it doesn't have a sort of thing here.
Presumably it's the whole thing where you turn it upside down to check.
Yeah, but from that picture, I mean, you did binoculars. So it's cap, capo. A capo is a sort of guitar device. Capon. And then we're getting longer, so something after capon would be an E for Capone. Back to you, Croot family, for the last question of the round. The Twisted Flax. What would come fourth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Space. No? All right. Next.
Keyboard.
Okay. Think about it. Oh, FJ. Those are the keys that have tactile things on them for blind people. There's 2 on that. Oh, I'm not getting anywhere there. Do we need the next clue?
Yeah.
Next. DK. So that's going out from DK. I've not got a lot to suggest here.
SL.
It's got to be some kind of calibration.
SL.
We'll go with 4SL.
The answer is 4SL. Very well done. And what's happening here?
We know F and J are the tactile keys on a keyboard for if you're feeling where everything is. And if you go out by 1 to the extreme ends of the keyboard on each side, you get to DK. So the next thing you do is SL, but space is what threw us a bit.
That's very, very well done. If this were an IQ test, you'd be off the scale. I said it's a horrible question because you can't get it unless you've studied touch typing. It's to do with the numbers of the fingers. So for the purposes of touch typing, the thumbs are 1 and they hover over the space bars. And then 2, second finger, is over the F and the J, 3, D and K, and 4 over S and L. And you've actually pictured the keyboard and worked it out, so very well done. That means at the end of round 2, the Croot family have 6 points, the Crustaceans have 11. Time now for the connecting wall. And Croot family, you'll be going first this time. So please choose lion or water.
Can we have water, please?
Yes, you can. 2.5 minutes to solve the water wall, starting now.
Okay.
Necks.
Yeah, necks. What are they? Scoop.
Halter, scallop, scoop.
Nice.
Got some shellfish, cockle, mussel. I don't know any others.
Scallop's already gone.
Okay.
So, yeah,
What do we
I
think?
mean, well, there's a sea slug. You could try that, I suppose.
Okay.
Slug and
Stringer sounds like it.
No,
I don't know.
quahog.
That's the town the Family Guy set in.
Right.
Bridal rein harness. Something else.
Goes. Nice. Okay, so mussel, cockle, slug.
They might be a red herring.
Quahog might be one.
What's a piddock?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably not. Byline and stringer. What's byline and stringer?
No idea.
And quahog is a town, you say?
Yeah, it's Family Guy town, but I don't see any other towns here.
Anything else about that town?
It's in Rhode Island.
I can't see anything anagrams or any words hidden.
Stringer. Sounds like it could go with that.
So we've got some word things going on.
Splash is not too far. Maybe.
Let's try something. No. Okay.
You need to start testing.
Yep.
30
Should
seconds.
we go with splash and cockle?
No,
Sorry.
I thought byline and quahog were going with towns. Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's your 3 lives. The wall has frozen. But you found 2 groups. Please tell me what connects halter, scallop, or scallop, and so on.
They are all necklines.
They are necklines, exactly so. And the next group, harness, rein, bridle girth.
What were they?
Things you find on a horse.
I think it's
They
found
are
on
pieces
horse
of
and horse
equestrian
riding.
equipment, quite right. And you can get points for the connections in the groups you didn't find. So let's resolve the wall. There we go. Slug, splash,
What do you
byline, stringer.
Gun related.
Yeah, we'll say they're gun related.
They are not. They are terms from the newspaper industry. Slug is a sort of word you'd use to refer to a news story while it's being prepared. Splash is a front page, big front page splash. Byline, that's the name of the person that wrote the article, the columnist, a stringer, sort of a reporter that's in various places. And the next group, mussel, quahog, cockle and piddock.
They're all sort of shellfish, similar things.
They are shellfish bivalves, exactly, that sort of thing. So you found 2 groups and you gave me 3 connections. That is a total of 5 points. Let's bring in their opponents now, give them the other wall and see what happens. Crustaceans, you may be pleased to know you've got the lion wall. You won't be surprised.
They took the water. That's unforgivable.
They took the water wall. You've got 2.5 minutes to solve lion, starting now.
Okay, so we've got metal alloys, I think, maybe. Pewter, steel, bronze.
Marmite's a spread.
Snare's a type of drum, kettle drum as well.
Yeah.
What's our 4th alloy? Because I can't really see much else in the way
I
of
don't know what
that.
Zamak is, for example.
Yeah, try Zamak. Griddle.
Griddle, skillet.
Griddle skillets. Could be ways of frying things or just cooking.
Cooking.
Like
True.
Marmite was the name of a pot as well. I
okay.
think that's the whole thing.
Trap is a drum as well.
Yep, there's trap, snare, kettle, and could be a steel drum. Could be a tumbaker, could be a zamak.
Noose and snare and trap are all traps. Net, probably.
Net could also be web. Leave out snare. Yeah, okay, cool.
Okay, so snare's probably the drum thing or something.
Traps. Oil drum.
Okay, snare, kettle, oil drum, and tumbaker.
Yeah, I'd cycle those 5. Cable. Cable knit.
Are they all like mixtures? Is it more general than alloys? I might just keep trying these.
It's been 12 in it. It's a spread. Marmite.
30 seconds.
Change your left.
Okay.
Sorry, can you try kettle,
Kettle.
skillet, griddle, and something else, Marmite maybe for cooking things.
Okay, that works.
Nice.
One.
So try here drums, pewter, snare, oil, and we need to work out the other thing. Pewter, bronze, zamak, and steel maybe together. Pewter, bronze, zamak, and steel.
Which one of those isn't? So it's steel, drum, and things from. So
Pewter, steel, bronze, and
No, that's it. The time's run out. The wall has frozen. But you found two groups. Tell me about the connections: trap, noose, and so on.
So they're all synonyms for sort of, well,
thing you would
snares, actually.
capture things
Woven
in.
things you can catch people in.
That's it. Things you can get caught in. Absolutely right. And the next group: skillet, kettle, and so on.
You can cook with them.
Types of cookware, and you're right, it's a marmite, not marmite. And you can get points for the connections in the groups you didn't find. So let's resolve the wall. There we go. Pewter, bronze, and so on.
I reckon they're just
We
alloys.
think these are all alloys.
Those are the alloys. We just got a couple of obscure ones. Tumbaker's an alloy of gold and copper, and there's all sorts of things in Zamac. And the last group, snare, steel, and so on.
These are all drums, we think.
Those are the drums. And a cable drum is a sort of very large reel for cables, known as a drum.
Cool.
So you found two groups. You gave me all 4 connections. That is a total of 6 points. Sure. Let's have a look at the overall scores. The Croot family have 11 points. The Crustaceans have 17. More importantly, Emma, how are you getting on with the Rubik's Cube?
Well, halfway.
Oh, we've done some of it.
Yeah.
That is massively more than I could do. I feel like I'm someone that ought to be good at doing the Rubik's Cube, and I'm absolutely not. Missing vowels round, fingers on buzzers teams. I can tell you that the first group of disguised clues are all cooks. Crustaceans?
Jamie Oliver.
Correct. Crustaceans?
Long John Silver.
Yes, indeed. Can't spot this little trick. It's Alistair Cook. Next clue. Crustaceans?
Chef.
From South Park. Next category, thieves. Croots?
Danny Kane.
I think that's not a thief. Crustaceans, do you know?
Danny Ocean.
Danny Ocean from Ocean's 11 and so on. Next clue. Croot family?
Raffles.
Well done. Croots?
Butch Cassidy.
Correct. Crustaceans?
The Sundance Kid.
Yes, it is. Next category, wives. Crustaceans?
The Wife of Bath.
Correct. Crustaceans?
Lot's wife.
Yep. Croots?
Anne Hathaway.
Shakespeare's wife. Croots?
Trouble and strife.
How rude. Next category, of course, lovers. Croots?
Lady Chatterley and...
The buzzer has gone off, so I'm not going to take a point away because it interrupted your answer, which may or may not have continued Oliver Mellors. Those are those lovers. But it is the end of the quiz, and looking at the final scores, the winners with 24 points and straight through to the next round are the Crustaceans. Very well done. Croots, you are not out. You finished with 14 points. You will be playing another game to get through to the next stage, so good luck with that. Well done. Thank you all for playing, and thank you for watching Only Connect, the quiz that's harder to work out than how headphones managed to get that tangled just being in my pocket. Good night.